For those of you who know me, you know I love my 10-ounce silver bars, and there's no shortage of designs out there to choose from. And if you're familiar with 10-ounce bar pricing, well, you know they're the most conducive way, or one of the most conducive ways, to add silver weight to your stack. But what about the times when they're not? Well, we're going to talk about that and more, so make sure you stay tuned. Oh, what's going on out there, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. I am back from my little trip. It was one hell of a week. Very busy. Last Sunday I was on a deserted stretch of Outer Banks on the beaches of North Carolina. And within hours I found myself in Kansas City. So quite a whirlwind week, and I'm finally back home. But I hope you guys are doing well, and I'd like to take a minute to thank you for being here today to check out the new video. Without your support, this channel just wouldn't grow the way it has, which of course leads me into my next line. Best damn community on YouTube, for sure. You guys are the absolute best. So today we're going to talk about stacking on a budget 10-ounce silver bars. We all know that these are great. These are a great price range. As the amount of weight goes up, the price comes down a little bit. Premiums drop. But then there's those bars where those premiums don't drop and they go up. And we're going to talk about whether we should be stacking those or not, or whether we should just leave them as collectibles and avoid them at all costs. Let's go ahead and roll this thing.
Never had it. Never will.
So on Friday, I was finally able to hit my coin shop. I hadn't been there in almost 3 weeks, and I think he was ready to put me on put my picture on a milk carton. Lou, if you're watching this, I know that's not the case, but you missed me. Come on, you missed me a little bit. But I went in there on Friday, and he did have one of the Argentia bars that I've been thinking about pulling the trigger on. And if you guys are familiar with these, they're art bars. They're a 10-ounce 4/9 fine from Argentia Mint. Beautiful bars, rounded edges. I think the shapes are all going to be different no matter what, because I've seen some of these Mara bars where the moon isn't cut off. Mine is. So I'm thinking some of them are random sizes or shapes. But this is cool. This is really cool. I've been wanting this one since I saw it. Just never pulled the trigger on it. And that is my second Argentia bar next to the Goddess Mara. I do enjoy them. Now, you guys know I stick to mostly bars that I can stack, but I've been known to add a little collectible piece here and there. I like to do that. If there's nothing else at the coin shop that catches my eye, I'll probably go collectible, which these are. Argentia bars, make no mistake, these are not stacking bars. You buy one of the designs you like and you move on. You don't buy multiples of these unless you plan on selling them later. Now, the question on those is, are they going to retain value, or what are they going to do in the future? We don't know. We just don't know. But as far as collectible bars go, I've gotten some of these Anglehards, the Garasopa, however it's pronounced. Those are ones where probably went out of bounds a little bit. The American Reserve, which is tough to find. And then you have the regular ones, these back here, like the Freedom bars. Anything under $300, you're in the game. For present prices, you're in the game. But here's the problem. Sometimes even these Britannia bars, and definitely the Canadian Mint bars, they go for over $300. Now, recently, they've both dropped down to 280s, 270s, somewhere in there. But these Argentia bars, if you don't get them when they're first released, chances are they're going to climb on you. So if you have any interest in getting these collectible bars, you might want to jump on them when you get the chance. So all that being said, we know how to stack 10-ounce bars. You buy what you like, and if you want to throw in a collectible piece here and there you go. I do enjoy adding that stuff. I like the design. I like the integral details on there. It's amazing. It's amazing. But here's the problem, and this is where I talked to 4 different LCSs.
You have to ask me nicely.
I beg your pardon?
You have to ask me nicely.
Are we going to get back, if we go beyond the stretch of your standard bars, your generic 10-ounce bars, and we start moving into these Royal Canadian Mints, the Brits, definitely the Garasopa, and especially these Argentia bars, What are we going to get on them if we ever had to sell them? And that's where it gets really interesting. Like I said, I talked to 4 different LCSs, and some had one opinion, others had another. It just varies. So we'll start with the first one. And I asked him, I said, if I brought in one of these Argentia bars, what could I get for it? And he was blunt. He was straight up. He said, well, what'd you pay for it? I said, well, that one I paid $2.80. He goes, yeah, I'd probably give you a little bit over spot per ounce. I'm like, ew. So now we're talking, what, $2.50? Somewhere in there? He said probably $2.50 with current spot price. So $2.50, guys, and right off the bat, I'm losing $30 on that bar. Right off the bat. And I asked him the same about the RCMs, the Britannias. He said maybe a couple dollars over spot for those because they're government issued. The Garasopa, he said, would be a niche market. He doesn't know if he'd even be able to sell it. So that was one guy. Talked to another LCS, and he said he would look them up. He'd look up the current going prices for the Argentia bars, and whatever he saw they were selling for on average, he'd probably go just under that. So it'd be over spot, but under the average price they're selling for it. They've got to make their money. If you've ever watched Pawn Stars, Rick comes up with the same spiel every day. Every day that show aired, it was the same thing. I've got to make money. These folks come in, they say, well, the expert said this bar is worth $300. And Rick's like, great, thank you, have a nice day. And then he'll ask the customer, what do you want for it? And the customer always says $300. That's what the expert said. And Rick just looks at him and says, nope, absolutely not. I don't make money on it. It's the same thing with these coin shops, folks. They've got to make their profit on them. So they're not going to sell. They're not going to give you what you bought it for unless, of course, spot price is up. And then you'll make out. But you're going to have a hard time. I mean, the bottom line is you're going to have a hard time getting your money back on stuff like this here. Now, today, I paid $300 for this one, which is pretty much about what they're going for. I've seen them anywhere from $275 to $300, but unfortunately, I've seen both of these go almost up to $400 plus. So you've got a wide range of pricing on these. Now, here's the thing. I guarantee if you buy these for $400 a piece, you will not get your money back unless silver moons. I can promise you. You're probably going to lose money if you spend $400 on one of these. I'm just being blunt. That's my opinion. Feel free to dispute it. I don't think you're going to get $400 out of these bars unless silver has absolutely screamed into oblivion. So I asked a couple of more shops. It was all pretty much the same thing. None of them are going to pay what you paid for it. That's for sure. So any visions of grandeur that you had about selling for what you've got into it, unless silver has gone up, that's probably a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. Like I said, same thing with Pawn Stars. Got to make the money. There's got to be money in it for them to buy your silver. That's it. Bottom line. So I guess the whole gist of this video is to just be aware as you're collecting these. Now, again, I like to reward myself every now and then. It kind of breaks up the doldrums of silver stacking, because let's face it, we can only stack so many maples, so many stinking milky Brits, Krugs, Phils, Eagles, Libertat, whatever you've got out there. It only goes so far to keep you motivated. Am I right? So sometimes you got to throw yourself a bone, and that's what I do with these Argentia bars. Eventually, I'm going to own all of the 10-ounce ones, 10-ounce versions. They do have a kilo that look pretty badass, but I don't know if I'm going to go there with that one. I think I'll be content just to buy the 10-ounce bars. And they have 5-ounce too, so I'll probably get the 5 ounces as well. The only one I'm not sold on is the Old Man. I don't know if you've seen that thing, but
bogus.
It is freaky to me. I don't know why. I just have a hard time, buying that thing for $300. But if I want to complete the set, it's going to be a necessary evil. So we'll see what happens. So the whole point of this video today is to just keep in mind, absolutely reward yourself every now and then. For sure, you got to break up the monotony of silver stacking. You have to. You have to. Do you need RCM bars or Britannia bars or definitely Garasopa bars? Probably not. If you're stacking just for weight, there's plenty of options out there. Plenty of options for just generic 10-ounce bars. But bear in mind, you'll at least get back a little bit more on these government-issued bars, for sure. There's no question. The Argentias, they're going to be considered an art bar. And I don't know. It's so hard to kind of ascertain in my brain here what they're going to do in the future. I just can't picture how they're going to go. Are they going to go down in price? Are they going to go down in value? Are they going to become more collectible? Are people going to be smacking themselves upside the head wishing, damn it, I wish I'd gotten those Argentia bars? Who knows? Who freaking knows? I can't call it. I can't call it. So I'm not even about to try. But again, LCS has had differing opinions, but it was all pretty much the same thing. Unless that bar is in demand, you're not going to get what you have in it unless silver has absolutely mooned. So basically that's what today's video is all about. Be careful. Be careful when you're buying the art bars and the gift bars and all that stuff. And same thing with poured art bars, like MK, what's his name, MK Bars. I think his stuff will sell okay on the secondary if you try to get rid of it. But bear in mind, there's no guarantee. Okay. Now, if we go through, I have to throw this in there because somebody's going to bring it up inevitably. If we go through an SHTF situation, guess what? This $300 bar just became 10 ounces of silver, and that is all it's made of. My $300 is basically just turned into just plain old whatever 10 ounces of silver would sell for in an SHTF. So keep that in mind as well. Do I think we're going to have an SHTF scenario in this lifetime, in my lifetime? I don't think so. My kids, who knows? But I don't think we're going to see the dollar die anytime soon. I think it's going to be a while. Of course, we're going digital anyway, but we'll see how that goes. So that's the gist of it, folks. Just wanted to kind of pop in, and it was a good busy week away from YouTube. It's nice to take a little respite and call it. But I'm back, and I will have another video next week. So that pretty much wraps this one up. All right, there you have it. Be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think of this video. Is my assessment pretty much there, or am I way off? What do you think about the collectible bars, and do you even bother stacking them, or do you go just generic 10-ounce bars if you buy them at all? Let me know. Let me know. But it does appear that the LCSs have no intention of paying you what you paid for your bars, so you have to know that going in. Do I love this stuff? Hell yeah, I love that. I think it's beautiful. I think it's more art than anything, and to me it was worth the price. I enjoy having stuff like that. I'm the kind of guy that I have my premium silver and I have my generic weight silver. This is the stuff I like to bust out every now and then and just look at it and appreciate it. I mean, if we're putting all this money into it, let's get something we can appreciate. Looking out always for the SHTF scenario, be damned. I mean, I want to enjoy myself in this hobby. Lord knows I'm putting enough money into it. Let me enjoy the damn thing, right? Oh, well. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And of course, if you made it this far, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, oh yeah, he get ready to spout off.
What do you want to do with your life?
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks. Have a great week ahead.